up, we got to talk about Carson Wentz. So we do have a brand new updated information, but let's just kind of, stay the course of what has been going on so far. So we know Carson Wentz got a little banged up with his foot. Truly unfortunate, like his second practice. How unfortunate. But Colts quarterback Carson Wentz said he's going to be opting for rest in rehab over immediate surgery. Alrighty, so he's going to plan on, I'm not going to have surgery. I'm just going to kind of rest and let the foot heal. Wrong, because just 5 minutes ago, folks, Colts head coach Frank Reich said Carson Wentz will undergo foot surgery. So that was a real quick decision. Frank Reich was like, no, you're having the surgery. I brought you in here. You got injured. You're having the surgery. You think you're just going to lay around on my dime and my kind of genius that you're wasting? No. Get your ass in the lab. Get your ass to that doctor's office for surgery because you are playing this year, mister. You understand me? You think you're going to get away with another injured season? Psh. Go get that foot fucking fixed and come back here in 5 to 12 weeks. 5 to 12 weeks. Oof. So we know the start of the NFL season is September 9th. So let's walk through 5 to 12 weeks. Today is Monday, August 2nd. So next week is the August the 9th. That's 1 week. Then we get August 16th. That's 2 weeks. Then we get August 23rd, 3 weeks. August 30th, 4 weeks. And then September 6th is actually 5 weeks, folks. So the minimum, if everything goes according to schedule, if he's gotten surgery already today, I don't know when his surgery date is. It was just announced today. So we could be talking about Tuesday or Wednesday, which, changes things a little bit. But 5 weeks from today is September 6th, and that would be before the start of the NFL season, which is the next Sunday, September 12th, for the Sunday, and then obviously September 9th for the Thursday night game. So if everything kind of goes great in the recovery process, the rehab process, we could potentially see Carson Wentz at the start of the season. I don't think that's going to happen. That seems a little too quick. And we know Carson Wentz has just never. When has everything gone right for Carson Wentz? Nothing. So I would kind of expect the back end for the 5 to 12 weeks to be basically 12 weeks right here. So we got 5 weeks at September 6th. Let's continue on to see what 12 weeks is looking like. So we're at September 6th. Add another week, that's September 13th. Add another week, that's September 20th. Then we're at September 27th. Then week 9 weeks out would be October 4th. 10 weeks is at October 11th. 11 weeks is at October 18th. 12 weeks is at October 25th, folks. And what are we looking like in terms of weeks in the NFL at October 25th. Let's quickly take a look here. October 25th, October 24th is week 7. So he would kind of be halfway into the season by now. Going into week 8 is probably Carson Wentz's targeted comeback date for this Colts team. So expect about 8 games missed, 8 weeks missed here by Carson Wentz if it goes the long haul of the 12 weeks. If it goes 5 weeks, he could be back before the start of the NFL season, which would be kind of crazy. So a real quick turnaround right here for Carson Wentz, him wanting to rehab and not have surgery, but it seems like the team was kind of pushing him to surgery. Hey, get this shit cleaned up 100%. Don't rehab it and be like, all right, now I'm feeling good, and then as soon as you're back out there, you're going to get re-injured because you always get injured. You are always injured. You are injured now. You have been injured in the past. You said the injuries were behind you. Takes by Fans said the injuries were behind you, and we were going to win a ring this year. But now here we are in preseason, in the training camp era, and you get injured. You're having the damn surgery. You understand me? Get this shit cleaned up, fixed 1,000,000,000%, and I don't want to see you injured again, because one more, we'll give you one buffer, we'll give you one kind of extra injury, but one more, and we're seriously done with you. You understand me, Carson? We're going to toss you aside. We'll toss you in the trash and have you taken out on Tuesdays when the garbage man comes, and you will be in the landfill, and nobody will come looking for you because they're just saying, he's just trash. He belongs in the landfill. So Carson Wentz is going to have surgery. Truly kind of interesting, the quick turnaround in the decision. Kind of seems like he was kind of forced into it a little bit. But we had this article queued up. The latest reports indicate Carson Wentz will try to avoid surgery on his injured foot and potentially be ready for week 1 if all goes well. Full breakdown of what we know so far. So let's go into this because we still don't know the exact injury. Nobody's saying the exact injury just quite yet. Is it the Liz Frank injury like we've heard? We've heard it is Liz Frank and we heard it's not. But what we've seen from Liz Frank and kind of the symptoms and all that, it does seem like a Liz Frank. So let's see what this kind of article here by PFF is truly saying. Maybe we get a little bit more extra details on here. So let's go through this short article so we can go through it quickly. Here we go. The Indianapolis Colts are only one training camp highlight into Carson Wentz era, and the bad news injury has struck. After ESPN's Adam Schefter and Mike Wells initially reported Friday that Wentz was out indefinitely with a foot injury, Colts head coach Frank Reich added a layer of much-needed clarity for the developing story. And Frank Reich says Carson Wentz has an old foot injury dating back to perhaps high school, according to doctors. Interesting. Over time, the broken bone came loose and caused pain. The decision has been made to undergo surgery and remove it 5 to 12 weeks. Wow, alrighty. So, wow, they've already added this tweet in here. Impressive. All right, so this is not the Liz Frank injury. This is just a injury that he's had since high school. Real interesting. The bone came loose, so the surgery is basically just going to be removing this bone from his foot. Interesting. Let's see what else we get here in the article. The recovery timeline for the Wentz injury is critical to the condition within the trade of the Colts made with the Eagles for the 28-year-old. Say, all right, so we already know this. We already went through the timetable now with the surgery. We got anything else? Schefter reported Saturday the Colts signed veteran quarterback Brett Hundley. However, Reich showed a lot of confidence in former Washington quarterback and 2020 fourth-round pick Jacob Eason on Monday. And we also saw Jacob Eason. We loved what we were seeing from him. Definitely liked Jacob Eason a lot better than Sam Ehlinger. And the plus side of Jacob Eason was that he was learning under Phillip Rivers last season. He had the entire year of experience under his belt, wasn't playing and never took a snap, obviously, but still just that kind of just being in the present, being in the moment on an NFL game, on an NFL full schedule, getting to see what it's truly like in the highest level of competition of football in the NFL. And Jacob Eason got to see that for a year behind a potential Hall of Fame candidate in Phillip Rivers. So we can kind of buy into Jacob Eason. And now, we're talking about 5 to 12 weeks. Week 8, Carson Wentz comes back. I mean, Jacob Eason, he could kind of get it done for 4 games or 8 games, 7 games actually. Try to go 3-4, 4-3, 5-2. Try not to go kind of 2-5-ish during those 7 games. But I mean, if you can go escape that at 4-3 or 3-4, I think that's fine for Carson Wentz to come in and really just kind of seize the moment and try to secure their playoff positioning at the kind of back half of the season. I don't think that's kind of anything out of the question that this Colts team can achieve. So we're not totally bailing on this Colts team yet. Are we bailing on our Colts Super Bowl prediction? A little bit, but we're not going to totally abandon it. We're still believing the Colts will win the Super Bowl because Carson Wentz will be there at the end of the season. So this is a good sign for Carson Wentz. This isn't a new injury, so we can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief as well, because if this was a new injury, then all right, it's a new injury. He's always injured. We can kind of start selling Carson Wentz, but this is an old injury that he's been dealing with his entire career, just never really took the time to get it fixed, never really thought it was going to be an issue until it became an issue. So we are still not selling Carson Wentz just quite yet. We are still buying into him, and it's a little bit of a sigh of relief that this is a pre-existing injury for Carson Wentz and nothing new that he just sustained this season with this Colts team. So Carson Wentz is going to undergo foot surgery, out 5 to 12 weeks. If everything goes absolutely magnificent, no hiccups, no nothing, he has it in the next kind of 2 days, he can be back by the start of the NFL season before week 1. But if it kind of goes the long haul here, we're looking at a week 8 return for this man. And hopefully the Colts are kind of above, kind of at 500 when Carson Wentz returns. And we think they can still go and get that Lombardi trophy. So that's the update on Carson Wentz, folks. Went from real kind of not great to all right, it could have been a lot worse. This is a decent scenario for the Colts.